whole new dining experience. Sizzler's new all-you-can-eat buffet court.
The 1970s were packed with unforgettable places to grab a bite, spots that felt like home, even if you only visited once a month. But today, most of them are long gone. In this video, we're counting down 12 beloved restaurants from the 70s that vanished over the years, but never disappeared from our memories. If you grew up in that era, get ready. This one's going to hit you right in the nostalgia.
In a hungry mood and you're looking for some food, will an Arthur treat your smile on your face?
Number 1, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. If you were craving seafood in the 1970s, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips was the place to go. You'd walk in and instantly smell that hot, crispy batter in the air. The fish was golden and flaky, the fries thick and piping hot, and if you were lucky, you'd get a side of hush puppies that hit just right. They even gave you malt vinegar, poured generously like the Brits. At its peak, Arthur Treacher's had over 800 locations across the country. It wasn't fancy, but it didn't need to be. A quick stop after errands or a Friday night dinner, it always felt special. Today, just one lonely location remains in Ohio. But for those of us who remember, even just hearing the name brings back the taste, the smell, and the time.
At your fingertips, it's Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips.
Number 2, Rack's Roast Beef. Before Arby's took over the roast beef game, there was Rack's Roast Beef. And for a while in the 70s, it felt like the cooler, more daring cousin. Their sandwiches were piled high with thin sliced beef, warm and juicy, tucked into soft sesame buns. But what really set Rack's apart was the endless salad bar, long before salad bars became trendy. You could load up on pasta salad, pudding, bacon bits, whatever your heart and plate desired. Some locations even had cozy sunrooms and jungle-themed play areas for kids. Rack's wasn't just a meal, it was an experience. At its peak, there were hundreds of locations across the Midwest. Today, only a few hang on. But for those who grew up with it, that first bite of roast beef still lives somewhere in the memory.
Salt, fish and chips. Where else? 'Cause you sure know your fish.
Number 3, H Salt Fish and Chips. For many of us, H Salt Fish and Chips was our very first taste of something that felt British. The battered cod came out sizzling, golden and crisp, with thick steak fries and that bold, tangy malt vinegar, poured heavy, just like they did across the pond. The red and white checkered trays, the smell of hot oil, the echo of the kitchen, every visit felt like a small adventure. You didn't need a passport, just a few bucks and a good appetite. H Salt was more than fast food. It was a moment to slow down, sit in a vinyl booth, and savor something a little different. Though most locations faded away, the memories are still sharp, hot, crunchy, and unmistakably 1970s. Number 4, Howard Johnson's. There was something comforting about spotting that bright orange roof on a long road trip. Howard Johnson's wasn't just a restaurant, it was a ritual. Families would pull off the highway, stretch their legs, and settle into orange booths for fried clams, grilled hot dogs, and milkshakes that came thick and cold. Sure, the food was simple, but it felt right. The service was friendly, the atmosphere relaxed, and you always knew what to expect. For kids, it meant a break from the back seat. For parents, a moment to breathe. At its peak, Howard Johnson's was a highway icon with over 1,000 locations across the U.S. Most are gone now, but that feeling of pulling in, hungry and hopeful, still lingers in the minds of those who lived it. Number 5, Clifton's Cafeteria. Clifton's wasn't just a cafeteria, it was pure wonder wrapped in a lunch tray. Nestled in downtown Los Angeles, this place felt like something out of a storybook. Where else could you grab a turkey dinner, Jell-O, and a slice of pie under a glowing redwood tree? The decor was wild. Forests, waterfalls, even a chapel. And for kids in the 1970s, it felt like eating in a fairy tale. The food? Classic comfort. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, and all the jiggly desserts you could want. But it was the atmosphere that made Clifton's unforgettable. You didn't just eat, you explored. Families came not just to dine, but to dream a little. Most Cliftons are long gone, but those magical, wood-paneled memories still glow in the minds of anyone lucky enough to wander through. Number 6, Burger Chef. Before Happy Meals ever hit the scene, there was Burger Chef. And for kids in the 1970s, it felt like fast food heaven. Their fun meals came with a toy, a cartoon, and a whole lot of excitement, long before McDonald's caught on. But it wasn't just for kids. Adults loved the Works Bar, where you could dress your burger with all the toppings your heart desired. Burger Chef had a playful spirit, bright orange signs, cheerful commercials, and that smell of sizzling patties filling the air. At one point, they were the second largest burger chain in America. It wasn't just a place to eat, it was a place to have fun. Burger Chef may be gone, but if you ever built the perfect burger at that toppings bar, chances are you never forgot it. Number 7, Sizzler. Back in the 1970s, Sizzler was where you went to treat yourself without spending a fortune. The sizzling steaks were the main draw, sure, but the real magic was the endless salad bar. Lettuce, cottage cheese, pudding, beets, garlic toast. You could pile your tray high and go back for more. And let's not forget the Malibu chicken, crispy, cheesy, dipped in honey mustard. Absolutely unforgettable. Birthdays, Friday nights, post-game dinners, Sizzler was always there, warm and welcoming. It wasn't flashy, but it had heart. The booths were cozy, the lighting soft, and the smell of grilled meat hung in the air like a promise. Some locations still hang on today, but they don't quite capture the same feeling. That feeling of sitting down, hungry, and knowing you were in for a good time. Number 8, the Ground Round. If you were a kid in the 1970s, the Ground Round was more than a restaurant. It was an event. They had TVs playing cartoons, baskets of peanuts on every table, and yes, you could throw the shells right on the floor. But the wildest part? Kids paid by the pound. That's right. If you weighed 60 pounds, your meal was just 60 cents. Parents loved the prices, kids loved the chaos, and somehow it all worked. The menu had something for everyone. Burgers, popcorn shrimp, onion rings. And the vibe was pure fun. It felt relaxed, noisy, and alive, like a party where everyone was invited. Most locations are gone now, but if you ever cracked peanuts under your sneakers or giggled at cartoons over dinner, you know exactly what made it special. Number 9, Ponderosa Steakhouse. In the 1970s, walking into a Ponderosa Steakhouse felt like stepping into a land of plenty. The buffet stretched on and on, mac and cheese, green beans, pudding, jello, fried chicken, dinner rolls, all warm, all waiting. But the real star, the steak, juicy, sizzling, and served on a hot plate with that signature sizzle you could hear before you even sat down. For many families, Ponderosa was a weekend tradition. It wasn't just about food, it was about abundance. The kind of meal where everyone left full and smiling, with maybe a chocolate pudding cup for the road. At its peak, Ponderosa had hundreds of locations across the country. Most are gone now, but the memory of that endless buffet line still feels like the American dream on a dinner plate. Number 10, Mel's Drive-In. Mel's Drive-In wasn't just a place to grab a burger, it was where America showed off its chrome, its convertibles, and its rock and roll soul. By the 1970s, Mel's had already become a cultural icon, thanks in part to American graffiti. Teens would pull in with the windows down, music blasting, and dreams bigger than their milkshakes. The waitresses came to your window on roller skates, trays loaded with cheeseburgers, fries, and tall, frosty root beers. It was loud, full of energy, and totally unforgettable. Even if you only went once, it stuck with you. Mel's was more than a restaurant, it was a moment in time. A snapshot of youth, freedom, and the open road. Today, it's a memory wrapped in neon and the smell of grilled onions. Number 11, Steak and Ale. In the 1970s, if you wanted to feel just a little fancy without breaking the bank, Steak and Ale was the place. With its dark wood paneling, dim lighting, and quiet booths, it felt like a grown-up restaurant, even if you were only 12. The steaks came juicy and hot, and the salad bar. loaded with everything from croutons to cottage cheese to that weird but wonderful green Jell-O. It was a favorite spot for birthdays, anniversaries, or even just a Friday night when Dad got paid. The atmosphere said special, but the prices said, you've earned it. Steak and ale offered more than a meal. It gave you a feeling. Today it's mostly vanished, but that quiet clink of silverware in the dark still lingers in the back of our minds. Number 12, Shakey's Pizza. Nothing said Friday night fun in the 1970s like a trip to Shakey's Pizza. The crust was thin and crispy, the toppings generous, and the smell, oh, that smell, hit you the second you walked in. But Shakey's was more than just pizza. It had long wooden tables, live banjo music in some locations, and a lively, almost party-like atmosphere. Families came in laughing, kids ran around with root beer floats, and the arcade games in the corner buzzed with life. You didn't need reservations. You just showed up and made memories. It was loud, it was fun, and it always hit the spot. Most Shakey's are long gone now, but if you ever sat elbow to elbow, waiting for that first hot slice, you know it was something special. They may be gone, but the memories still linger. Warm booths, full plates, and the simple joy of sharing a meal. We hope this trip down memory lane brought back a few smiles. Which forgotten restaurant do you miss the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more delicious nostalgia.